Manfred, can I ask you, you came to Denmark, to Copenhagen,
Yes.
from Hamburg. How old were you?
I told you I was a 7-year-old.
And your sister was 4?
Oh, yes.
What was your sister's name?
Leah.
Leah. And you started learning Danish quite quickly?
Surely.
And
About 3 months I could already speak Danish.
and the school you went to, was it
And at the same time, in the same class, I had, in Hamburg I was in the secondary, yes, but because I couldn't speak Danish, the director he put me in the first class. But I was very, I can read German, I can read Hebrew already, and mathematics I was more than the first. The boys there, they was reading Aleph, Bet, Bet, Bo, and I already the teacher he saw that I not was there because only if I had to learn the Danish. I was in the first class, but I was reading German very good, you see, and I had there 3 boys, which the mother was acquainted to my mother. So I had chaverim at the same time.
Friends.
And one of the boys, he was the boy of one of the rabbis. She came from Germany. He was a Danish, but he was rabbi in Beuthen. And also they came because he was Danish. He came to Copenhagen, and one of the boys in this class, he speak German. So I had together with him, we could speak German together, and the other boys, they said, well, we are speaking about them.
And you came to Denmark in 1934?
No, in 35.
Was it 35 already?
Yes.
It was 35?
Yes, 35.
35.
The 2nd October 35.
35, wow.
Yes. And they learned to speak Danish very quickly. And synagogue and my grandfather. And afterwards, when he died in 43, half year before the program, then his synagogue was closed, and they get order to one of the children. And after the war, during the war, all was about the goyim. They maxed all the things. Most of people got together all the things what they had. Also we. Only we didn't get our apartment. But most of the people which came back from Sweden, they had their goyim. They preserved their apartments, not us.
Can I just ask?
But this is a long story.
I know, much. I just want to ask, Manfred, I'd like to ask, the chief rabbi was Rabbi Friediger.
Yeah.
And here's a picture of him. And do you remember the chief rabbi?
Surely you remember him. I get a book who he signed it. He wrote Jewish history in Danish.
This is inside the main synagogue in Copenhagen, and he was sent to Theresienstadt.
Yes.
But he came back. So, can I just ask, what do you remember about when the Germans occupied Denmark? What do you recall?
In the beginning, the Germans, they were not seeing them, and the soldiers, nothing special. Also in about 42 or 43, the Danish underground, they make sabotage against the Germans, and then they began with against the underground, and then Eichmann came in August 43, and then he decided also to take the Jews, but he was not. And here, the Denmark was an old country where he don't. He did not. He had not a change because the Danish underground, they arranged all the fleeing to escape to Sweden.
Can I ask, did you ever see the king, Christian X?
Oh, come on, most.
You saw him?
Surely.
This is a picture of the Christian X.
Again, he was
on his horse. Did you ever see him on his horse?
Surely, yeah. So every day you can see him in the streets. Every day. And so came many when he was not. He was alone. He wasn't no police. He said, I don't need police. The whole people are protecting me. And then when I saw him, I said,
and can I just ask, you never had to wear the yellow star?
Well, no, in Denmark not.
Because is it true they say the stories that the King of Denmark...
There is a very nice zipper, but it's not...
It's not so true.
It is a journalist in Sweden. He made the zipper of it.
The story, but it's not true.
No, but it could be so, because he was a big against the German.
So he was very good to the Jews.
Surely, I can tell you an anecdote. In 1933, when Hitler began the 1st April in 1933, 2 weeks after this, there was the 100th year of the synagogue in Copenhagen, and the king was invited to come. And what happened? Then the Gaboim.
And this is a picture of the Aron Kodesh from the synagogue.
Yes. The Gaboim said, it is not good that the king shall come to the synagogue, because we will not be against Germany. You know, politica. And then the king said, Dafka, I will go to the synagogue. And all the newspapers in the whole world are writing that the Danish king is going to the synagogue.
And he went?
Surely he went to the synagogue, yes. And this was in Germany, they saw that in Denmark the king is going to the synagogue, and Hitler began the regime in Germany.
It's amazing.
That was a very good, if you can take the newspapers from the year April 1933, and you will see all what the journalist was writing. This was a very big thing that the Danish king go to the synagogue.
And Manfred, can I ask, your father, was he able to be a stamp dealer in Copenhagen?
Yes, but not official. Official, he was not. He had not the
like the permits and the authority.
No, he couldn't be. But illegal, he was official. He was helping to my grandfather,
who was also a stamp dealer.
Sure, but it is only official. But my father was working alone.
And did he manage to bring collections from Hamburg when he came to Denmark?
Yeah, we got all the things from Hamburg.
He managed to bring
a big lift. We had a big lift and told all the things to Denmark. Baruch Hashem.
It's an ace. It's a miracle.
You know, it was in 1935. In 1935, in 1935, it was possible. You know, and also the custom officer, when he came, he made a plumber on the thing, and he said to my father, And why I also can go with you.
Wow.
Okay, they were most of the officials in Hamburg, officials, they had to be Nazi, but they were not Nazis at all.
And this was in Hamburg?
I said to you, I don't feel anything about Jews and negative Jews.
And Manfred, growing up in Copenhagen, did you make more friends, and did you become more Danish? Or?
Surely, the citizen of Denmark, I only get, in Denmark you have to be 15 years to be a citizen. So I got the Danish nationality only in 51.
51?
Yes. But my mother, even if she was born in Denmark, also he had to wait 15 years to get nationality. Today it is less. And today all the Arabs, they come to Denmark and get the Danish.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
So can I ask, and I'm sure, Manfred, many people would want to know, what do you remember about being rescued and being taken to Sweden?
Oh,
It's fine, just whatever you can say.
What can I tell you? There's a long history about that.
But your personal, what happened personally?
Personally, we was living in an apartment with a friend of my father, and the underground they arranged that we can got a boat, and one morning, 2 days before Yom Kippur, we went to the harbor, and at 8 o'clock in the morning the ship was waiting. We couldn't take anything with us because it was when somebody see where to go with a bag, it is not good. So I had my tefillin and my talis, the machzor and the shofar, and some shirts with a paletot, and so we got to the downstairs near the machine. 20 people together. They closed with some breads, with some kerashim, sagru.
They closed it.
Yeah, and then
And where did you leave from? Did you leave from Copenhagen?
About 8 in the morning, when we went in the water.
But where did you leave? Where did the boat leave from? Was it from Copenhagen itself?
From the harbor of Copenhagen, yes.
And can I just ask, when was it? Was it just before Yom Kippur?
Yeah, 2 days before Yom Kippur.
And on Rosh Hashanah, did you go to shul on Rosh Hashanah?
No, the shul was closed. Every Erev Rosh Hashanah they closed the shul. So
I think they warned the people not to come on because they had heard.
Sure, the Erev Rosh Hashanah, the Rabbi Melchior, the Grand Rabbi, was already taken by the German. He told that nobody should be at home because he has information that the German will make a razzia. So nobody was at home. Everybody found his.
And the shul was closed.
Closed, surely. And then we make private. Also, my grandfather, from the father side, it took us a Torah, and we make a private synagogue in some places in the town. And Rosh Hashanah was Thursday and Friday. And Friday night, the day began. They told Rosh Hashanah, but they didn't come Rosh Hashanah. A lot of people said, it is not right, we're going back to our apartment. but we not. We were waiting. And Friday night they didn't come to us because we were not in the list of the members of the community. We were not Danish. The members of the community was written. Yes, they had a rishima, a
list.
Yeah, but we were not there. So the German didn't come to us at all. So Shabbos in the morning, we get to our department, so nothing happened. Nothing happened. We don't know about it. And I went to the apartment of my uncle, because in the morning there was the bar mitzvah of his son. So I had to go the long way, about half an hour. And on the way I saw some German soldiers, but I don't think nothing. And then I came to the uncle and I saw that the door was broken. And then I understand that something happened in the night. And then we came inside and I saw all the people on there. And then I heard about what happened in the night. The German came to him, but he was not at home. And they didn't touch the Sefer Torah, and the table was a big kiddush for the bar mitzvah, but nobody could eat anything. And we opened the radio and heard about the German. They could take all the Jews from the community. And they put them in a closed machane. From there they came to the Theresienstadt. But they only succeeded in taking about 10 persons. The most of them were not at home. You see, nobody was at home. So, and then we heard that the Germans, they took my uncle and 4 children. Because he was not thinking that is right. You see, some people they came again home. Rosh Hashanah they saw that nothing happened, and they get at home. The German came at 12 o'clock in the night. Yalla.
They took him.
Yeah, because he was thinking that that's not right. Nothing will happen. And then they took them.
And do you know how he died in Theresienstadt?
Yeah, he died in Theresienstadt.
Do you know how? Or
no, he was not eating. He was not eating anything. He thought that he cannot eat a tarif. No, he was not eating anything. And his wife and the children, Baruch Hashem, they came back.
So your family, Baruch Hashem, they never took your family?
All their family, they all came to Sweden. And my grandfather, from father's side, he came Kolnidre. He was on the ship Kolnidre, and he played the Kolnidre on the water. Yes, and in his master, but he take to Sweden. The big master what he had, in a Havdule with Tefillin, Besumim, so he came to Sweden.
Wow.
In Malmö, he came in Leil Kolnidre.
And Manfred, can I ask, when you went on, was it a big boat that you went on?
No, it was a small boat. Only about like this.
Was it similar to a boat like this?
Something like this. No.
And who owned the boat?
Huh?
Whose boat was it? Was it one of the Danish?
Yes, of the fishers. And they took a lot of money, you know, because it's a big risk.
So this is
a big risiko.
Was it a bit like a boat like this one?
No, not this. The other.
It was a boat similar to this.
Something like this. Big. It was not.
who was it? Your parents and your sister, and who went on the boat? It was your family.
Okay, my father, mother, my sister. The other was I don't know who was it. Jews.
And were you scared at all to go?
Like sardines.
But were you very scared? Were you frightened?
Yes, because though what happened, the German was in the water. Yes, you see. But I heard that somebody gave them also. It's not
Not to tell.
Yes, I hope so. But we paid everybody 2,500 kroner.
Wow.
That was a 4 person, 10,000 kroner. This is about today the 500,000.
Really?
A belly to Sweden on this day was 2 kroner. You see, good, he had a risk. The German can take his boat and his family. We don't know what happened, you see.
No one knew. And your house, you closed your house? What happened to the apartment you were staying in?
We closed, and then the guy took all what we had in time and put it in something, in a magazine or something, and afterwards we didn't get together. It was a big history what happened. So,
but remember, can I ask, on the boat, what do you...
We came to in middle of the water. It is about the limit between Denmark and Sweden.
Where did you live?
In the middle of the water, yes. It was about 1 o'clock. You know, if he going straight on, it's 1 hour. But he gets so along the coast, and not that the German not will think that about Jews going. So we get so in the middle of the water. The Sweden was waiting for us, and then they came with one. Here you take one to the Swedish boat. One more.
Swedish.
And then we was about 20 people in the boat of the Sweden, and they make coffee and some biscuits. And then we came to Malmö at about 4 o'clock.
So here they have it, a diagram in the book.
Yes.
From Copenhagen to Malmö.
Yes.
This is the book from Escape from Nazi Terror.
Yes, but we, you see, this is Copenhagen, yes, and we did not hear. And we go here, the round side, so here, until here.
Oh, you went.
That is the limit, yes.
Yeah.
And about here, the Sweden was waiting for us here and took us to Malmö.
And did you? Well, what time was it? In the middle of the night that you went?
No, on the day. For the morning morning about 8 o'clock to afternoon.
But you went to the boat at night, and then you waited till...
And then we came to Malmö, and in Malmö they made a big school for all the flying people.
And in Malmö, who came to receive you when you came to Malmö?
The Rabbi Berlinger. Rabbi Berlinger, he was on the harbor, and he received us. And the whole night we were going here and asking if you have seen this people, because know anything about the grandparents, what happened, because there was no telephone, nothing. It was not so easy. So.
And how long did you stay in Malmö?
Only 3-4 days. And then they sent us to another place in Horrid, and Shana Rabbah. We went to Hildesheim, to the big hotel for the plating.
For the refugees?
Yeah, yes, refugees. And then after the old people stayed there, and the more younger people, they went. I went to Göteborg. There was a school for the Danish refugees. And my father went to Helsingborg. There are a colleague of my father, a Goy. When we came to Sweden, he wrote a letter to my father. I am very glad that you came to Sweden, and here I send you 200 Swedish crowns for to begin something. You don't know that we had money with us. Very nice. And then he wrote to my father, I am ready to take you in my, he was also a stamp dealer, to take my father in the shop of him. My father very glad, so we took to Helsingborg and found a little apartment. All right. No, after the first month, my father said, no, must go it.
To give away.
What he goes said, I sent you 200 crowns.
Wow.
You see what is that is a goy. The whole, he was taking my father because he wanted to get his money. You see, no, that goy.
Wow.
So my father, they stayed. We got money. My mother got the Yehusha from her father.
That's the...
Exactly on the same week when we had when we need the people, my father get
inheritance. Yerusha's the inheritance.
Yeah. So my grandfather, he helped us twice. When we came from Germany to Denmark, he helped us, and when he died, half years ago, my mother got the Yerusha.
That's the inheritance.
So he had with the money, was rest of the money, my parents were living in Sweden to the end of the war.
And did your father manage to work as a stamp dealer?
No. What can you do? No, he had no stamps.
Nothing.
So he was sitting with Chevra, not doing anything.
And where were you staying for most of the time?
I was in Göteborg. There was a Danish school for the reviews, and I was living in a Jewish family.
Is it near?
In Göteborg. You know Sweden. Göteborg is the harbor, the big harbor.
Oh, the big harbor. And did you ever go to Stockholm?
I have been in Stockholm, and my dad owned most of the Danish that got to Stockholm. I had a aunt in Stockholm, and I visited her. I visited her when it was Azerbaijan, I think it was in winter. Yes.
And here's a picture of you in 1943.
No, 44 in the summer.
It was in 44.
Yes. After I was 15 years, 15 years, 16 years. I visited because Hildesheim and Göteborg is only 50 kilometers. So I had a bike, and when I had time, I come to see them.
So this was actually before you went to. This picture was taken before.
No, before. When I was living in Göteborg, they were living there. So I had the possibility when I had Sunday, we was not learning not much. I took my bike and came to see them.
Sure, this is amazing.
50 kilometers, it is not in Sweden it's so like,
And you managed to get a bicycle?
Yes.
When you were in Sweden, you got
it was the first time I got...
It's a wonderful picture with you and your grandmother.
So...
And then I just want to ask, how long did you stay till when the war finished? Immediately did you come back to Denmark?
About 1 month they arranged, almost arranged the Danish ambassador in Sweden. They arranged all the things. We didn't do anything. I got a billet.
A letter?
Yes, exactly the day, when, what time, train with the train and so the boat and so.
And then you came back to Denmark?
Sure, he came.
And the apartment that you had?
No, there was no apartment more. We had to seek something, and it took time until my mother found something.
And Manfred, can I just ask, and your sister and your father and your mother, you all stayed together back in Denmark when you came back?
No, I came 2 days before my parents.
You came before?
Yes. It was, every town was arranging. They were in Helsingborg. It is only 4 kilometers to Denmark, but Göteborg is about 300-400 kilometers.
Wow, because it's so...
I got to my uncle. My uncle got back there. I was 2 days, and then I came to the Goy where we had been, and the Goy was astounded. What, are you coming back? He thought we were still in Sweden, not coming back.
But did they?
And he was a big gunner.
Oh, they took some of the
the whole stock of my father.
Of the stamps.
And sold it.
And he never gave you the money.
And you see, that is a guy. And he excused us to the time. And then when we go, we took the things in the Marsan, there were, and then came back. He was astounded that he came back. So again, if I get
but there were many Danes that they came back in their position.
He was a very Christian. He was praying all this, but he think the Jews are not coming back. He said that he thought maybe we were staying in Sweden.
Wow. But Manfred, there were other families where they did get all their possessions back. There were other families.
Most of them got back.
Yeah, most
of them came back with all the things. Yeah. Most of them. But there was some was not. We was between them. We did not get back the things.
And can I just ask, when you came back, you stayed together as a family?
Surely, and I got to the second the school. I was in the second in gymnasium, and then to learn to make the Backboot.
The matric.
Yeah, and then I got to Switzerland and the Central Institute of Art, and I was a manual work. I was a teacher of manual work, and I was sent to Persia. And in Persia, I married.
Iran.
Married, and so in 58. In 56, no, in 58 we came to Israel.
In 58?
58, yeah, that's all. Good.
So Manfred, I just want to thank you again. 1 minute. I am so grateful to you. And I just want to mention, this is something unbelievable. You have, and it's closing the circle, you received from the Israeli government, this is an official with from the government, and you from the president's. It was President Rivlin that invited you to a concert, and you were with the President of Israel and with the Danish ambassador.
Yes.
And you were together with the. It's very nice. This was in the house of the.
And then I saw Ari Kurzweil. He was also there.
And do you keep in touch with the other Danish?
Yes, I know, but I know, but here in Israel you're not seeing very much, because most of them today has his family, and we have not connection. They are the Danes in Israel, but they're not. They're no, the second generation. We have no relation. I have a relation with my friend in Yerushalayim. That's all. And I'm phoning to Melchior in Renana, maybe, and I have also a mishpucha in Kfar Saba. No, I have Baruch Hashem. I have so much.
You've got such
I don't know my. I have.
You're the Gabbo of the main shul.
I got the main shul, and I have a mishpucha in the whole. I have a Bnei Dodim in children in Tzvat, in Ashdod, in Bnei Barak, in Beersheba. I have time.
So, Manfred, I want to thank you very much, and you should just have Mazel Bracha.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you, lastly, what message do you give to your grandchildren and great-grandchildren and the future generations?
That they shall lishmor Torah mitzvot.
That is the message.
That's all. What can I? That we all, Baruch Hashem, and most of the grandchildren, they are learning in yeshivas.
You must be very proud, and I'm
surely.
And your parents and grandparents are very proud.
Of my grandchildren, I have two. They're rabbis, not in function, but one is in Tzvat. He is. I hope he will give a place where he can be rabbi. He is rabbi, but not in function. He is studying more. And the other, he is rabbi, but he is not working. He is not serving as rabbi. You see, rabbi comes the yore, yes, and then he can continue as rabbi. He continue with all the things.
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
So, Manfred, thank you very, very much. I'm extremely grateful to you.
No.
Kol Tov.
No, I have no.
Wow.
You will.
Manfred,
Please, one more.
Okay, Manfred, I'm so grateful to you. Sure.
Take one more. Taste one more.
Okay. Manfred, we have an original pamphlet that the Germans dropped in Denmark.
Yes.
Can you explain what this pamphlet is that you kept?
Yes, they are telling us they will protect us from the English, from the English soldiers, protect us against the English. He will only come to protect you, and not. We are glad to help us against the British. That's all. And it was in Denmark and Norway. But in Norway there was a big war. In Denmark they took the occupiers in 4 hours. There was nothing there was not time to make a war in Denmark.
And this is an original.
Surely.
And where did you find it?
Who I found it? They throw it down from the air. And I took one of them and I took it home.
And you kept it all the years?
Surely.
And it's written in Danish?
No, it is Danish, but it's a Danish. What can I say? A geagte Danish.
It's not
No, it's a very, Danes, they make fun of it. And out and grown, they no, think Danish, Norwegish, German.
A mixture.
A mixture, yes. They were טיפשים.
They were very foolish.
אם הם כבר רוצים לעשות משהו אורגינל, זה טוב לי נכון.
And Manfred, can I just ask, when you were in Denmark, did you ever have any bad experiences with the Germans, occupational, with the soldiers, the German soldiers?
We're speaking with them, yes, surely.
But was there any bad interaction?
No, not at all, not at all, no. The whole soldiers in Germany, they were coming to us in Denmark to make a recreation.
They weren't SS, or they weren't.
They had nothing against the Jews. The Jews only began in 1933 when Eichmann came to Denmark. Until the summer of 1943, there was nothing against the Jews. The synagogue was open, but we were fearing what can be. We don't know, but you heard about what happened in Auschwitz. We saw, and you know the name of Auschwitz. Don't think what was. Nobody was thinking what happened. In America, they don't exactly what happened, but we don't know anything.
You didn't know?
Nothing.
And when did you first get to know?
After the war. After when the Russian came to occupy Auschwitz, all this, and they told what happened, then we were saying that was propaganda of the communism. We don't believe what they are saying, that it was true. Only afterward, when they came back from we understand what happened. But during the war, we couldn't understand what was. The Americans, they know, but they do anything.
Also the British also knew. Thank you so much, Manfred. I'm so appreciate.